It might be 2 weeks because we're constantly rescheduling, and he has his own side jobs, his own stuff that he wants to do, and that matters more to him, and he'll probably even get a higher profit margin. So good morning. Grind don't stop. Man, that dang light in the back. Gotta work out real quick. Don't mind the kiddos in the background. Still gotta make it happen. Still gotta work out, right? Running a business, always busy. Learning how to manage my time. Literally, before I started recording, I was on like 3-4 phone calls. Sometimes it's amazing because you run into problems in your mind you never thought was a problem, right? You're like, come on, man, that's easy to deal with. So we have an LVP install. I know you're like, you do junk removal. No, I do entrepreneurship. That's what I do. So as an entrepreneur, my job is to find the solution for people's problems. Now, I'm not going to go all the way into finding a solution like you're hungry and you need a burger. I'll find a solution for that. No, not right now, but probably within the same industry. And as far as construction and general contracting, that's kind of within the same industry as junk removal, demolition, pressure washing, handyman work, and cosmetic construction, right? And so that's what we do. I don't got to know how to do all the work. I just got to know the people. They know how to do the work and make sure they got the right character. So basically, like 4 weeks ago, they asked, can you do this tile repair? I said, yes, we can do tile repair, drywall repair, all of that. I got my guy who can literally do all of that and do a better job than this Tyler, who said they could do tile, didn't do a good job. Grout lines are crooked. They left spacers in there and grouted over them. Think about that one. And you know what? She's kind, sincere, she's successful in what she does. So they said, okay, let's put that to the side. We still need to get the floors done, the LVP. Okay, do you need us to get the materials? No, we don't need you to get the materials. Let me put this right here. Okay, what do you need? Just the labor. All right, call up my guy, tell him what it is, this and that. He tells me his price. I put up our markup, right? Our profit. Our markup is 100% profit because we have almost zero overhead costs when he installs the floor. The only overhead costs I have is going out there and making sure he knows exactly what they want him to do and where it should go and what the style is. As long as we have an understanding, that's it. It's just the gas that I took to get there. And maybe what it, the software and stuff that it takes to run the business, accounting, CRM, marketing, stuff like this. But she didn't find me through our marketing. She found me through word of mouth, which is even amazing, which is very powerful, because the moment someone recommended us, she sort of just went all in 100%. Anyways, so they go, all right, well, how much would you charge for a pickup and a delivery fee of the flooring? I said, depending on where it is. They said, Everett or Tequila. I said, Everett. Everett's far away. Everett's about 50 miles away. So I said, Everett will be $50 extra. And they said, Tequila. Tequila's like 5 miles away from me. I said Tequila will be $50 less, so $200. Why $200? It's a lot of boxes of flooring, but I got a truck. I pop that truck open, forklift comes, loads the pallet in, I take it to the house, back up, and just unload by hand and stage. Pretty easy. Except we've had delays on the project because of funding. Investor pulled out, and that's fine. That happens all the time. But then there was a delay on the project, so they go, are you going to pick up on Friday? I said, we can't do Friday no more because they kept changing the schedule, right? One wrench, then another wrench, and that's fine. Again, that happens. But what it does is it's going to delay the project even more. Why? Simple reason. Because we have other things scheduled. My commitment was for this day and this day. But now you want to move it over. 3 days later doesn't work for us. We have to move that over 6 days later. Because 3 days later, we're already occupied. We're already committed to projects and jobs. And so Monday comes, Tuesday comes when I'm supposed to pick it up. I wake up, get ready to go. 7 a.m. rolls around. I check my phone and it's our client. And she goes, sorry to throw a wrench in it. I called them to see if it was ready. And they said, because you didn't go yesterday, because I wasn't supposed to go yesterday. I told them I was going to go on Tuesday. They put it back in stock. This is at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. They won't be able to get it out and stage it in the pickup area until 1 p.m. Listen, man, I've done all kinds of positions in my life. Installed tile, delivered and picked up tile. I never once ever heard of a company that when you go to will call, they say come back in 6 hours so that we can get it from the warehouse and stage it here. So I said, I can get it. I can't get it tomorrow. We have that all-day moving job tomorrow. I thought it was going to take all day. Didn't actually take all day. Only took about, in the end, driving and everything, 4 hours. The actual work was only 2.5 hours. That was the one where you guys saw. If I didn't post it yet, it was $600 for 2.5 hours. Pretty easy move. No truck necessary. Overhead costs very low, paid in cash. And I didn't think we'd have time to do it afterwards. So I said, Thursday morning in between 8 and 10 a.m., I can do it. But if it goes past that, I can't. We'll have to do it on Friday morning. And we have to make sure, guys, that Friday morning, there's none of this rescheduling stuff. Because if you guys reschedule, from there, I don't know when my guy Leo can do it. It might be 2 weeks because we're constantly rescheduling. And he has his own side jobs, his own stuff that he wants to do. And that matters more to him. And he'll probably even get a higher profit margin. So on Tuesday, I know she felt bad because, well, my time's constantly getting switched up. There's constantly a wrench in here. I'm constantly solving a problem of picking up some items that is pretty straightforward and simple. She goes, I'll pay you in advance right now. So I'll pay you the $200 and then I'll pay you a third of the labor cost. So I sent her invoice and she paid it right away. I wake up this morning. This is Thursday. It's my son's birthday. I should have been gone by now, not riding this bike. But I have time to ride this bike because guess what Floor and Decor did? She called them up, or she had told them previously, we're coming to pick it up Thursday morning. Have it ready. They called her last night and go, did you pick up your order? Because we don't have it. It's not here. Said, no, we didn't pick it up. They say, we don't know where it is, where it's at. Well, he's coming tomorrow morning when you guys open. Well, it might not be ready. Stay tuned or we'll keep you posted when he can pick it up. What company does that? Well, who does that like 3 times in a row? So now I'm riding a bike and I'm texting still about what's going on, guys. So she said, I'm so sorry. Enjoy your day with your son. I have a helper, JR, who's going to go pick it up. I said, man, are you sure? I already committed 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I can drive there right now, and things are definitely different in person, especially in this industry, because I can put a little bit of pressure on people. Like, guys, this is already purchased. It was supposed to be picked up a long time ago, and you guys have constantly lost track of our order, right? I said, I'll go there. I already committed 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. You paid me for it. I'm good. I'll do it. I'll do the work. Don't worry about it, whether we get the results or not. That way, when it's done, and I go there, then you can have JR pick it up. But just know that I actually did the service. My time was there. Because I don't like the fact that she paid, but I'm unable to deliver the service. I do understand, though. It's not my fault. I've done this many times. Cancellations. If we show up and feel like we don't want to pay, we don't want to do this, or the job got canceled, we have a cancellation fee, right? Where no matter what, just for showing up, we get paid. So she goes, no, just for your time. She goes, I'll keep you posted. So then I get a text and she goes, hey, they still don't know when it's done. I can just have, are you good to work today? I said, no. I made it very clear. I'm not good to work today. Not the whole day. My time is 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's it. That's all it would take to do this. And if this was ready, I would have been done. No, I wouldn't have been done. I would have already picked up and probably been halfway done already, right? But apparently not. So I shared that. Then she goes, or were you thinking about doing it tomorrow? It's like, other than that, I can have JR do it. Just have JR pick it up. Because we can't, none of us can afford for them to put that back when I go tomorrow and tomorrow's install day. And then they say, come back 6 hours later in the afternoon. Then I got to pick it up. Then I got to drop it off. And then Leo got to start that late in the afternoon. No, in the end, just have JR pick it up. Because my time is already, I've already done my job. Why? By rescheduling, by swapping my time, giving my time constantly to solve a problem that should be simply solved, really easily solved. But it's not. And then I paid Leo in advance because Leo's my boy. He's trustworthy. We go to the same church and, well, he deserves it. Why? Because I did the same thing to Leo because that was done to me. Does that make sense? Because I kept getting rescheduled on, I had to keep rescheduling on Leo. Now, he has very little context of this, but he does construction all the time. So he understands that projects change and all this. But this, me and Leo, professionally, we barely work together. So we're still building a working relationship. We have a friendship, a brotherhood, but a working relationship's a little bit different. So when I called him or texted him, I could feel he's like, again. We rescheduled this 3 times, 4 times almost, I think. And so guess what I did? Leo, I'll give you $500 up front for it. No, you don't got to do that, brother. I'll give you $500 up front. Send me how you want me to pay you. I send it to him. He says, thank you. Why? Full commitment, man. I'm committing to character. That's at least what I think, rather than to the money. Does that make sense? And so anyways, I'm on this bike and trying to figure out why is it so hard to pick up something you paid for? Should be very easy. I'm also in a group text. Me, her, and her partner. that she works with, he's usually the project manager. And well, he said what I thought, but I'm not going to say that out loud because I don't want to offend her. Because I don't think it's her. I think it's them and just a mixture of other things, right? She goes, how hard? This isn't hard. This is easy. We'll figure it out. And so I told him my boundaries and my schedules. And I told him, hey, listen, tomorrow morning it'd have to be 8 a.m. and they would have to be ready. If they're not ready and we can't pick it up at 8 a.m., I literally cannot tell you guys when we're going to install. I cannot promise you because I don't know, because we've done this too many times and there's like a lot of people involved and they have other things they got to do. So anyways, I'm on this bike and I thought since I had the time, let's crack this out. Let's burn 1,000 calories real quick before we enjoy this guy's birthday. And I eat some crap that I'm not supposed to eat, but I'm gonna do it anyway because he's the Big 12. The Big 12Z! Let's go. I forgot to say. And then I'm talking to my business partner because we may have a demo job in Maui, in Lahaina, Maui. I live in Seattle, Washington. So obviously we'd have to fly there. It's for a family member of his and they've been getting some crazy quotes, man. I'm talking about $72,000 for a demolition that is minor, not $72,000 worth, more like at the most 30. And then some of the line items are out of this world. They're charging $5,000. They're saying, and then a 10% fee or markup, right? That they made up for 10 refrigerators or appliances. $5,000 for 10 refrigerators or appliances. At a hoarder clean out here in Seattle, in Renton, we threw away 12. You know how much we paid? Nowhere near that. You know how much we got paid for the whole hoarder clean out? $4,000. We had to use an excavator, open up the garage to pull everything out of the garage itself was 11 cubic yard loads. 10 of them, 14 by 8. The truck's 14 by 8, 11 cubic yards, 10 of them, just the garage, not the house. This was in our first month of opening up last year in April. I think we got this job after 2 weeks and the guy found me on Craigslist and he called and asked what my price is. I said, I'm on my way. Well, another company beat us there and gave him a quote. He said, sorry, you don't gotta come. I said, how much they give you? He said, 4,000. I said, we can beat it. Give me a chance. We get there and I see it and I say, show me the quote. He showed me the quote. It was signed. And I said, man, we'll do it for 36. He said, okay. Called them up. They were pissed. Who cares? It's an estimate. Guys, it's an estimate. If someone can beat you, it's not a contract. It's called competition. Well, after the first day, I was like, damn, why'd we take this job? This is hard. And we didn't like grabbing this stuff. It was really bad. Half of the stuff was defecated on. We really, we didn't know much. So I was like, had this bright idea. I'll use an excavator to pull everything out. Long story short, back to the demo. The reason why I know they're tripping, because we did a whole hoarder house for $4,000. Why is it $4,000? Because he ended up giving us a $400 tip at the end. But we did all cash. We did a whole hoarder house for $4,000 and they're charging $5,000 for 10 appliances. I called around in Maui, bro, probably $600 to $1,000 was what I heard at the most. What's it gonna cost? At the most. Now we can go there and just rent the trailer and say we're doing it for our auntie or auntie and it costs us residential. It's considered residential, so guess what? We get an even better price. So these guys are really doing people in, man. Especially in Lahaina, that bothers me because these people already had enough, At least be fair. They're trying to get like 100% profit out of what they're doing. So instead, she goes, I'd rather give it to you guys. I'll even pay for your tickets to come out to make all this happen. I already called a few dumpster companies, equipment rental, excavator, and skid steer. And I think we're at the most 30-something thousand at the most. Okay, we're getting tickets flown out there and it's gonna cost maybe at the most our price with our profit 30-something thousand. Just saved her like 40-something thousand on one quote and the other one was like 67 and like another 30,000 on the other quote. That's what I mean about being an entrepreneur. People may disagree, but the thing is, my job is I have no biases, no prejudice. If there's money involved and I can solve the problem, I'm willing to take compensation to solve your problem so you don't have to. And if you're good with it, you're good, I'm good, we're all good. I don't see the problem. I just got back a bid from the city of Kirkland. So it was for simply watering plants, man. You would have to provide your own tote, trailer, and ability to water because there's no water on site. 200 plants, pretty easy. It's a wetland. Their budget was between $500 and $700 per visit. They wanted 12 visits over the summer from July or June to the ending of July. That's not including tax. They say they wanted you to write up a scope of work and execution of contract, basically how you would do it and what your means were. And then at the same time, they said that it's gonna be judged solely based on competitive pricing. What's the point of writing up a scope of work? Wrote up a beautiful one and I put it down for 500. Let me tell you guys the way that we were thinking. We don't have a watering tote we used to. Sold it because we weren't doing much work for a while on that. Sold the trailer. And then so what we thought was we're getting back into it. And now we have like a lot more demand and a lot more people asking us. Pressure washing, a lot of that stuff, right? Watering, even some landscaping stuff. So I had a trailer in mind. It's about 14 or 1300. It's not worth that, probably 900. We would have met in the middle at 1,000. Would have picked up a tote for 250. That's 1,250 up front. Started watering, and then the job would have paid for it. Because in the end, it would have came out to $6,000. 5 times 12, $6,000. Because I put it in $500 before tax. We just get the results in. I feel a little pissed. I see sorry. Okay, that's fine. Until you look at the bid. You know what? God bless him. More power to him. But put 490. Something in me, I think it was God, told me to put 485. And I didn't. Why? Because of the wording. Their budget, they want to spend between 500 and 700. If you guys have done any sort of bids with the government, federal government, if you bid below that threshold, they'll do a rebid. Because they already have someone out there who actually did research on it. And they also don't want to receive bids that are lower because, you know, they're not sure if you really understand. They don't want you to default. But I guess that wasn't too low, right? It was only $10 lower. It's just so petty, man. That $10, frick. Bro, that would have been the easiest one. Would have paid for it. We would have got a free trailer and tote off of that and some extra cash. Sometimes when you think you got a price and you're still very profitable in it, tone it down 5%. Are you still very profitable in it? Yes? Go with the 5%. Lower. Damn, man. Get that out of my head. On to the next one. Some of the frustrations, man. It's just, you're this close. I wouldn't mind if we're this far. Somebody did 415. More power to you, brother. Or sister. Or they, them, whatever. But it's this close. Those are the ones that stay here. Anyways, I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Hold up, by the way, I forgot to mention. There's only 3 of us bidding. Here's a lesson. Don't disqualify yourself because of what you project or assume is happening behind the scenes, but you have no proof of. They sent that bid to like 150 companies. 3 companies responded and bid it. So I've already seen this with another bid. You may be thinking the 150 people they're gonna submit a bid. You know what's funny? Go and try to submit a bid on some of these companies' websites and ask for a bid. I've done government contracting and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find, as a prime contractor, and I'm trying to get a bid. I'll call them. They won't call me back until a week later. I'll submit an email. I won't get an email back until 2 weeks later. We still on? What? Hell no, we're not still on. What are you talking about? Bro, you took 2 weeks to answer to some money. Like, do you want the money? Are you serious? Bro, do your job. You're a salesman. You got one job to do. A lot of these companies that you'll call, they're not usually small businesses. And if they are, they have someone doing that specific position, right? Anyways, so there is 3. Never count yourself out. You don't disqualify yourself. Let the process disqualify you. Let the customer disqualify you. Let the end user who says, I like his price better, I like him better, let them disqualify you. But you don't disqualify yourself. Swing the bat. There is no strikeouts. You ain't committing crimes. There's no strikeouts. Swing the bat. And the law of averages say you're going to hit 1 or 2 home runs. But you ain't hitting nothing if you ain't swinging. Don't disqualify yourself. So in some ways, I'm looking on the bright side because I have to be an optimist. I'm an entrepreneur. I got to be. I have to encourage myself. I got to shake myself up, right? And so on the bright side, what's the bright side of this whole losing this bid and not getting it? The bright side is this. Only 3 of us bid it. So I know that there's a lot more chances for me to win because this is mostly the norm. The abnorm is when you see 10, 20 people bidding. That means usually that market's saturated and they don't got enough work. Obviously, there's too much work right now for watering grass, right? So that's a good thing. On to the next one. Just remember that. Keep swinging the bat. Don't disqualify yourself. If you're wondering, how'd you get the notice? While I'm riding my bike, I'm checking emails. I'm stopping this camera and I'm checking emails. I'm over here texting people. Literally talked to 5 different people in 5 different chats. Almost the whole time I was riding this bike, other than when I was talking to you guys. And when I was talking to you, I was basically ignoring them just to feel a little bit.